Hi, Cancer. Welcome to your tarot reading. If you're new, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. Either way, thank you so very much for being here. You guys know I appreciate you so much. Be sure and follow and like on TikTok and YouTube for me. I'd really like to grow my collective this year on YouTube. It's a huge goal for me just to be able to reach more people and give my messages to more people. So I would appreciate it. We're going to do some oracle cards, and then we're going to pull from the tarot. Whatever message comes out is what you need to hear today. I've set that intention with spirit. I'm going to do a past, present, future tarot spread with the tarot cards, and then we can pull clarifiers and everything if we need to. But let's see what spirit has. We have by the book, which is number 11, and then flexible. That's kind of contradictory there, isn't it? Maybe you're being too structured by the book. You need to be a little more flexible. By the book is kind of, following a set of rules or following, guidelines, whatever you'd like to call them. So that is number 11, which is a master number. By the book, abiding by social rules, conformity, respecting cultural or family customs, universal laws. Interesting. The Hierophant comes out. That'll be interesting for this reading. So the universe works within a structure of divine laws and principles that provides a framework for human experience and evolution. The law of abundance, the law of prayer, the law of karma, the law of attraction, the law of thought, the law of compensation, and the law of nature are only a few that are known. These principles create perfect order and operate with a kind of precision beyond human understanding. Even revolution has its place in universal law. That's funny because I've been hearing revolution a lot lately. Human beings, in turn, have their own laws and customs that vary from culture to culture and family to family. Laws keep social order and govern behavior, reflecting an instinctive understanding that harmony is important. This is a time to learn these laws and conform to them, rather than being the rebel and flouting them. When this card appears, submit to structure and follow the rules even if they seem to make no sense. Release resistance, for universal laws will correct any disharmony. Open your eyes to those universal laws, and it will be easier to go by the book at this time. Interesting. Be flexible. Kind of go with the flow on following these laws. Interesting. So I thought they contradicted each other, but I think the flexibility is going to complement the by the book. I'm interested to see what the tarot has to say here in a minute. So then we'll do flexible. Teachability, open-mindedness, being adaptable without compromising what's most important. A tree's roots are solidly planted in the ground, yet its branches can bend in a hurricane, whereas a rigid structure, like a building, would come crashing down. Consider how the tree remains supple and secure when everything around it may be in shambles. This is how you need to be now, willing to learn new things, teachable, malleable, yet firmly grounded in who you are. Common sense is important, but so is an open mind. Stay curious, stay open, stay aware. At this time, others will be more flexible with you too. That's really interesting. Okay. Yeah, so this could have to do a lot with, needing to follow the rules and do things by the book, but, you don't have to compromise your principles and values to do so. And just be flexible in, how you do this. May not be what you want to do, but at this present moment, I feel like you just kind of need to go with it and be flexible. So very interesting combination of cards. I don't know if I mentioned that was number 19, the flexible. Sorry. I like to tell you guys the numbers a lot of time. You look for synchronicities. So let's see what the tarot has for you. We have the Devil, Knight of Cups, Four of Pentacles. Interesting. And your current energy, we have the Tower. Wow. Five of Cups and Nine of Wands. In the future, we have Queen of Pentacles, the Chariot, and the Seven of Swords. Underneath, we have the Eight of Pentacles. So this has something to do with skills, or could have to do with your job, your career, but your skill set in that job or career. So that could be by the book. Maybe you're just having to go by what your work says right now. and just be flexible in knowing that it won't last forever, but you kind of just need to focus on that work, or focus on a certain skill. I mean, I know a lot of times you have to start out somewhere at your job and it may not be where you ultimately want to be, but you have to hone in on skills or earn, what am I trying to say? Like for your resume, experience, excuse me. You have to like earn some experience, if you want to move up in a company. So that could have a lot to do with this. So in the past, we have the devil, which is toxic energy, attachments, thought patterns. And then we have the Knight of Cups, which has to do with following your heart. It also has to do like with maybe a love offer, or something you could have to do with your intuition as well, because cups are our emotions and our intuition. And then we have the Four of Pentacles, which is about holding back, or you're holding on to things that no longer serve you. Maybe you're holding on to a mindset that has to do with love or emotions in some way. So that is your past energy. Yeah, something about like addictions or like toxic patterns in the matters of the heart. It doesn't have to be like love relationship, but it's got something to do with toxic patterns or toxic attachments when it comes to love, and holding on to things that no longer serve you, or holding back from things. Again, it's a general reading, so it could resonate different for each of you. So in your current energy, we have the Tower, which is sudden changes. It could be like an upheaval type of energy. I never see the Tower as a negative. I see it as like clearing a path. And, I always try to put an optimistic spin on it. I know I'm a Sagittarius, but I've been through a lot of Tower moments in my life. My life is completely different now than I ever thought it was going to be, but in a good way. So I know that going through those Tower moments is not easy, but ultimately it's for a reason. Spirit's not going to put you through Tower moments that aren't going to change you and help you go through things. But I just feel like there was some kind of sudden change, and obviously that's caused some loss and some grief here. Again, with the negative, the cups are your emotions. And then I just feel like you are kind of, you're at your last stand here. Like you've been pushing through, you've been working through these emotions, but you're kind of like at your the last leg here. They call him the wounded warrior. He does have this bandage on his head, but I feel like you are just facing challenge after challenge. You're pushing through, and this could have to do with love. But it has to do with your emotions. So, maybe you've put the work in at your job or with a relationship, and then, this Tower moment happens, and it's caused you to kind of, feel a loss in some way. But this can also be about you embracing healing from whatever this toxic cycle was in the past. So maybe you have been healing after a Tower moment. But in the near future, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So this is Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It doesn't have to be another person. This could just be the energy that you will embody in the near future. So she is very financially independent. She's grounded. It's Earth energy, right? And Pentacles are the Earth energy. So she's very generous, caring. She's got, the Pentacle there. She's very focused on stability. So I feel like maybe you're just kind of embodying this energy, or it could be a Queen of Pentacles coming into your life, but there's forward movement here. So this is like a victory, overcoming. This could be you embodying this energy and overcoming like any sneakiness or lies. You're being strategic, but this could also be, you have this Queen of Pentacles come into your life, and there's forward movement with this person. And this could be like disloyalty, lies, sneakiness that you're moving on from, or this could just be you being strategic and moving forward in this Queen of Pentacles energy. If this is a job and you've faced disappointment, you're going to embody this grounded Earth energy. You're going to go by the book and do what you need to do in order to get out of this situation. Be flexible, be grounded, and focus on your stability and move forward in what you need to, but you're going to be strategic about it. So maybe you could start a side hustle, or maybe you are just, focusing on what you need to do. Like I said, building your resume, and then you're going to make your exit. It could be different for each of you. So let's see. What do they not see coming here, Spirit? What does Cancer not see coming? You could have had a toxic thought pattern about, following your heart. Sorry, my nose is really, my allergies are awful. Texas is like freezing one day, hot the next. Like it's been craziness. So I see the Two of Pentacles, which is about balancing your time management. Oh, we got 4. That's okay. So yeah, it's about balance, trusting your intuition. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, so this is what you don't see coming. I feel like this is funny I said don't see coming because you got the 8 of Swords here. So this is like a limiting beliefs. Again, you have this the devil energy, and that Knight of Cups and that 4 of Pentacles tells me that there's like a toxic mindset, a limiting mindset in following your heart and holding back or not letting go of things that no longer serve you. And then you have this, like, this is a limiting belief card for me, or like a victim mentality. You're sitting in this negative energy. But in the near future, we have like, I feel like things are balancing out. You're trusting your intuition more and going after your passions. Again, with following your heart, following like what you're passionate about. And then, stepping out of this limiting beliefs type of mentality and breaking free from that. I feel like this is a breaking free from that and following your passions. But I feel like things are going to balance out. You just need to remain balanced and be, it's funny, balancing out, being flexible, because I look at the ships and they're like up and down and it's kind of like go with the flow type of energy. So be flexible. Again, you had that Oracle card, but I feel like this is just you kind of balancing out, being flexible. Again, like trusting in the divine, trust in your intuition here in this situation and being flexible. And then, continue to pursue your passions, because there could be a new beginning coming in here for you in a situation. If this is like a job, maybe there's a new position that opens, but it's going to set you free from whatever limiting beliefs you have been sitting in. So what do they need to focus on, Spirit? Does Cancer need to focus on? Actions. Yeah, we have 6 of Swords. So moving on, moving to calmer waters. And again, the swords are like thoughts, so it could be mentality, a mindset. And we have the 9 of Cups. Focus on your wish fulfillment. Focus on what it is you want to bring in here. What is it that would make you happy? And then we have the Page of Wands, which is about new opportunities. And again, with the passion. So Spirit wants you to move on from those negative mindsets. Focus on your wish fulfillment. What is it that you do want to bring into fruition? Because the more you focus on negative things or toxic attachments, if you focus on those things, that's what you're going to notice. And that's what you're going to bring in from the divine. So focus on your passions, on what makes you happy. What would your wish fulfillment be? A new job, a new position at the company, starting your own business, a relationship, whatever it is for you, focus on that. And, stay curious and stay open. And again, focus on your passions here, because I feel like Spirit wants you to change that mindset. And you are moving forward here. So you're moving into a better energy than what you have been sitting in. Those Tower moments are not easy. I completely understand. But you've got forward movement coming in here. So we have great match. You're on the verge of finding the perfect work for you. Don't give up. You may need to grow your own business to be truly happy. So maybe that's what you need to do. Just start a side hustle and kind of be strategic here and do your own little thing while you kind of build your resume or get the experience you need at your company. And then we have gifts. You are uncovering new talents that will land you new work and get a better position. You could get more money with the deal as well. Yeah. So I feel like this could be just in work or career in general for you guys, just kind of honing in on your skills and, building that skill set that you need. Again, with the 8 of Pentacles. And maybe that's what you have been doing. So now you can kind of, put your resume out there and be a little more strategic about what you're doing. But I also feel like you kind of just need to keep things to yourself as well. Don't go tell everybody about it. Obviously, if you're at your job, you don't want them to find out. You're being asked to change a part of yourself that no longer feels like the person you've become or are becoming. Change isn't always easy, but letting go of this outdated part of yourself will allow you to align with your true self. That could be that negative mindset, whatever that is about following your passions. If this is about you starting some type of business or going after a new job, whatever this passion is for you, you have this following your heart, whatever that is for you that you've been holding back from or having that negative mindset that you can't do it, don't do that to yourself. Get out of that mindset because you can do it and there's change coming in. You're being asked to connect with your creative side in whatever way feels best. This part of you needs extra attention right now. It needs to be expressed in a bigger way. Yeah. So, part of those passions is your creativity. Hone in on that and focus on what you're passionate about. And, just kind of stay where you need to right now. But I feel like things are going to open up for you because there is forward movement here. So you're moving into more of this Queen of Pentacles, this financial independent. I really love this for you, Cancer. This is awesome. So, let me know if this resonates or let me know what's going on in your life. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.